Hey everyone, my name's Cody. Working on a game called Chronicles of Virtue. In this game, it's a tactical RPG where you are entered into a world that is just learning magic. So as you learn magic, your enemies will be learning magic, can be learning together. Today I'm working on different spells. So viewer spells, actually. So in this case, I'm working on a spell developed by a guy named Game Doodle. If you haven't joined our Discord to suggest spells, please do so, and throw out your spell ideas. So let me share that real quick. I can show you what we're doing there. Here you go. Spell idea. So Game Doodle's idea here. I'm going to implement this one. I'm going to implement it for the sword, Blood Bond. So essentially, it's a pact with your fellow party members, where for some number of turns, any damage received by that member is shared between all members of the pack. I think it works really well for the sword because the sword is really focused on DPS. And so ultimately what that does is lets us kind of defer damage from our DPS taker, right? Maybe like a tank standing behind or standing next to the enemy. That's kind of the plan here. So yeah. What that's going to look like, I think I'm going to have it kind of what I've been thinking through is essentially where when you cast the spell, whoever you cast it on, like let me go to like a black magic spell that has a area, right? Like let's assume I was casting fire, right? And you see how there's like 4 people here. What I'm thinking is whoever you cast it on, whoever is inside that area of effect, all share in that blood pact. So they're going to have to be kind of tightly close together, which I think works really well for the sword, helps balance it a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. Should be fun. Last stream did do some more of the rain. Added some puddle effects. They still need some work. I actually used dust cloud, I think, as the texture for that rain. I need to switch those out with like some kind of splash puddle thing. But for now, it adds a little bit. It's kind of cool. But it does need a little bit of help. So, and then the raindrops are bouncing a lot off of things. I don't know if that's a problem or not, but it's a problem for another day. So I still have a lot of polishing to do. But yeah, so for now, let me go ahead and close this out. We'll start working on this. Nice redeem. Fantastic. Let's see. I don't have my stream manager up, so I can't actually see what it is. I couldn't see it on my screen. Oh, yeah. No Orbum stream night. Well, I'm glad to be Orbum replacement. I'm always up for it. Yeah, and congrats on the first. So, always up to be Orbum replacement. You know, he will be missed. All right. Well, let's get started here. Very different content. If you're not familiar with Orbum on YouTube or anything, he's a WordPress developer, developing a game engine in WordPress. So, yeah, shout out to Orbum as well. All right, let me go ahead and get started here. So I think what I'm going to do first, no, Orbum's fine. Orbum's fine. He'll be okay. No need for rip Orbum. All right, let's see. So this is the spell spreadsheet. We're going to add this one here. All right. So spell we got, again, is from Game Doodle. This is Blood Bond. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. I'm just going to minimize this. We're going to add Blood Bond. The way this works is essentially I type things into the spreadsheet. I have an import tool that imports these spells into the game. Let me do this, though. Let me free some pane so we can actually see what's happening here. Hey, no. It's all good. It's all good. Even bad ideas can lead to good ideas, right? So share what you got. I thought about having it damage everybody as well, like maybe causing like 10 damage or something to everybody. We'll do that for now, and then I'll go from there. Magic accuracy, I think we can make it 100%. That's fine. Element, it's a dark element. Charge time, 200's fine. Attack range, I think I'm gonna make this similar to like my black magic spells up here. So I do think it's gonna be a ranged attack, like maybe like, well, so you need to be able to hit yourself with it. So maybe actually just one. with a 1 area of effect. I need to balance all of the mana costs, so I don't really know how powerful it's going to be. I'll just do 10. Status effects. It's going to give me blood bond.tress. Status effect. There we go. That's it for the spell. I don't think I really have to do anything else. I think that is it. So what I have to do from here now, I've got this. I need to go create the status effect. And for that, I have, you guessed it, a spreadsheet. So all about spreadsheets. It makes managing spells and things so much easier. So we got Blood Bond here. Blood Bond's going to be a buff, I think is where it'd fall the best in. It's going to cause Blood Bond. It's going to be a dark spell. Perfect accuracy. Duration, I guess I'll give it like 3 turns to start. We'll go from there. Let's see. And so for this, I'm going to have to write custom scripts for this. I don't think I actually need anything here, right? I think all I need, I will have to figure out what it looks like, and that's kind of where I'll put the particle effects. So we'll make some particle effects for it. Be thinking about what those particle effects should look like. Man, I hear you. I'm super glad it's the weekend too. Oh yeah. I bet school is tiring. I'm glad I'm done there. 7 periods. Yeah, I can't imagine. Sounds like a lot. But yeah, we'll enjoy the weekend. Hopefully you can get some rest. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a mess. Well, hopefully you have a good restful weekend. Thanks for kicking it off here. Man, good luck with those 7 periods. Hopefully that slows down for you. All right. So what it's doing, you can't, let me see if I can capture that. All right. So it just updated my screen here. All it's doing is really pulling in the thing. And so the way this works is first I will import the status effects here. I will have to build them. So I think what I'll do is I'll do it, add scripts to the particle effects. That's how I've been doing it. It kind of creates a node that I can attach code to, which is pretty helpful. I'm glad it's going fast. Yeah, and I think honestly, like good teachers makes such a big difference, right? I think the classes I think I remember the most are the ones where I had really good teachers or the ones I had really bad teachers. And like the content of the class, it's give and take. I don't remember, not that I don't like retain the information, but I don't remember like stressing about any content or schoolwork or anything. It's just good teachers and bad teachers, what I remember at this point. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's exhausting just sitting through his lectures, going over syllabi, that sort of thing. So I hear you. And yeah, I think I remember this one class I was in. It was a history class, right? And so in this history class, I was doing really well. I had straight A's like all through school. And this was like 5th grade. So I mean, like I'm still early on. But when I got into this history class, I turned in like a diorama type thing, and my teacher lost it. Legitimately, teacher lost it. Gave me a 0, and it ended up giving me a C in the class. She's one of the few teachers I remember from like elementary school because of awful teacher. But yeah, no, the game's going really well. I'm kind of working on spells now. Which is honestly going well too. I like how the particle effects and things are going. I like things. I have a lot of cleanup to do, right? I'm generating a lot of what we call technical debt, but I'm trying to get something that's like functional and has most of the features in place so that I can go take that and go like start populating pages and actually populate my Steam page. I just applied for it. I should have it here pretty soon. Just waiting on them to go through my identity verification, and then I'll be able to have a Steam page and people can start wishlisting it. And then I'll start being able to generate some stuff. Social studies, ELA. What's ELA? Oh man, yeah. Well, very good. Yeah, sounds like definitely a huge workload. Oh, English language arts. Got it. I got it. Very cool. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, social studies I remember too. It was all right. I had a good social studies teacher, and big fan of math and science. So I don't have any math or science teachers like in elementary school that stand out really. I had some really good like tech ed teachers and stuff in high school. But yeah. Well, very cool. Yeah, sounds like a huge workload. So hopefully it's not too crazy much on you. All right. So the new spell we have is called Blood Bond. It's right here. So it pops up in here is the way that works. And so what we can do first is I can just test it. The one thing I have to do is add it to my known spells. Oh, shoot. Yeah. I'm not used at all to a big school. I graduated with like 130 kids, and it was the biggest class we had by far. Like a couple years behind me, they had like, I think between like 60 and 100. I have to ask my brother. But yeah, our school was tiny compared to most schools. So, but yeah, in my city, yeah, my school, we had one school in my town. I'm from a kind of a smaller town in Oklahoma. So yeah, I'm sure it's a very different situation. It is wild how like just where you live can result in such different like experiences in school. Wild. Let's see. Okay, so I was going through here. Oh, I was adding. Okay, so the thing I need to do is add to my character sheet this spell. I need to make sure my character knows this spell essentially. I'll add this. I also manage this in an Excel sheet. I will add it eventually, but. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of those grades all in one area too. Yep. That sounds like a lot. And yeah, I imagine like that many kids. It's like 4 grades. Wait, 6th, 7th, 8th on separate floors. So you have like a 3-story school building. Yeah, that's crazy. We had a 1-story building. It was brand new. They built it up, brand new. That's wild though. Blood Bond. All right. So now my character knows this spell. And this is how it'll work, like in game, when you learn a new spell, it just adds it to this array. Pretty straightforward there. Yeah. Because if you're in 6th, and then you're I imagine kids grow a lot between 6th and 8th, right? So that's wild. Absolutely crazy. All right. Okay, I'm gonna load this up. I should be able to cast the spell. Like it should be that easy to implement the spell. It should do like 10 damage to everybody. It's right here. There's the new spell, Blood Bond. I am intentionally designing every single one of these systems to be very modular, very easy to implement in, right? That's the goal. The goal is that I can add spells that quickly. It won't have any particle effects. It won't look like much at the moment. But it'll at least be there, and then I need to add the code. So there we go. Kind of interesting. I'm not sure why I only cast on him. But now what I can do is I can put this off to the side. Let's do that real quick. Okay. I'm going to float away for a second. Okay. I'm going to go, if you look on the right over here, I'm going to go look at, I guess actually top left. I got to move this out of the way. Okay. I'm going to move this out of the way while that slides. Okay. What we're going to look for here, I'm going to look to make sure that the status effects were applied. So yeah, Arya has Blood Bond. Kale got Blood Bond. Okay. So essentially what happened is I think it's because it's a buff. Maybe I didn't apply the label. All right. Yep. So they got Blood Bond. Garrick resisted it. For some reason, Garrick has super high magic resist. I need to nerf that so he didn't get it. And then Ember is the bad guy over there, so they didn't get it. All right. So that's pretty good. So that tells me, yes, I was successful in applying the status. So next thing I got to do is start building the particle, which is the fun part, right? This is the visual part. So I got to say, hey, what does this thing look like? Actually, here I would love ideas because I'm not exactly sure. Cool. Yeah, appreciate that. That'd be good. I'll be interested in seeing how big that is. All right, let's see. So, let's see. So what I need to do here is build a new particle node. So I'm going to go ahead and create a folder here under sword for dark. Actually, I already do. I already have it, which is great. I will probably go ahead and start by copying Deathmark, which is just kind of this floaty thing around you. I'm not sure what I want the particles to look like. Very cool. Thanks for sharing there. Let's see. I'm gonna hide that though, just so I don't accidentally. Let's see it. Big school for sure. Yeah, it's huge. My school is a small one-story thing, so pretty crazy. Okay. Let's see. So now what I'm gonna do is duplicate this. I'll duplicate that. I'm gonna call it blood bond. So now I have this particle effect. It just looks like this right now, just kind of this floating thing, this floating orb. I gotta think what I want like this to look like, right? Like it's gonna be a connection between my people. I don't think I want like anything connecting them, like a red thing or anything crazy like that, because it needs to be subtle. I do want to go back to here and turn off buff, I think, is the offender that's not letting the thing pop up. Let's go look at that. Okay, so blood bond right there. I'm going to uncheck buff. Okay, and then... Oh, it's no problem at all. Yeah, no. I think the cool thing about like streaming is you can hang out, right? Talk about what you're interested in. Hang out. I can work on the game. No, it's no problem at all. You are not required at all to talk about anything relevant to what I'm doing. Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate the chatting. The chatting is good. All right. So got to think about what this looks like. So let's mess with these particles a little bit. Right now, it just looks like this. And I can show you... Let me see real quick. Let me modify this. Oh, no. No problem at all. No problem at all. Okay, so I already have a script on this. I need to remove that script. I'm going to go ahead and test the particles. We can kind of check it out. Yeah, that's the worst. Getting split up. I always felt like I had a best friend in high school, or really through elementary school. I think when we got to like 5th grade, he actually went to a different school for a few years. But yeah, it's always weird, right? Going from having classes with your schoolmates and then not having classes with them anymore. So, understood. Yeah, for sure. It's very different once you start like having like electives and different things, right? At different times. All right. Ooh, I broke it. Let's see. Why did it break? It didn't break last time. So that spell did not exist for some reason. Interesting. Sorry, you can't see this, but here I can hide it. It broke. And I'm not sure why. Let's see. I tried going to my dark spells. Did I save over and no longer have access to that spell in my known magic? Let's check. Oh, look.